Ever pondered over the process of comparing the means of two groups in a statistical analysis? Well, let's delve into this fascinating world of statistics by looking at a method known as the t-test. This statistical method is a go-to when you need to compare the means of two groups and determine if they are significantly different from each other. In particular, an independent samples t-test compares the means of two independent groups. This can be a handy tool for a data scientist, especially when there's a need to analyze the effect of two different independent variables on a dependent variable. Consider this scenario. Imagine being a data scientist in an education setting, interested in understanding the impact of two different teaching methods, let's call them Method A and Method B, on students' exam scores. You've collected data on the exam scores of two groups of students taught using these methods. On one hand, you have Group A, students taught using Method A, and on the other hand, you have Group B, students taught using Method B. Now you're ready to test two hypotheses. The null hypothesis, H0, is that the mean exam scores of students taught with Method A are equal to the mean exam scores of students taught with Method B. The alternative hypothesis, H1, is that the mean exam scores of the two groups are different. You might encounter situations where one variable is categorical, for example, a group or category, and the other is continuous, for example, numerical measurements. In such cases, you can use a t-test to compare the means of the continuous variable between different categories of the categorical variable. This is commonly referred to as an independent samples t-test, with a categorical independent variable and a continuous dependent variable. With your data in hand and your hypotheses laid out, you're ready to dive into the steps of conducting a t-test. Step 1, you've already completed by stating the hypotheses. Step 2, choose the significance level. Let's say alpha equals 0.05. Step 3, calculate the t-statistic using the independent samples t-test formula. Step 4, here's where you make a decision. If the calculated t-value is greater than the 0.05, reject the null hypothesis. Finally, step 7, draw conclusions. Based on the results, you can conclude whether there is a significant difference in exam scores between the two teaching methods. So, there you have it. A step-by-step process of conducting a t-test, a method that allows you to assess whether observed differences in means are statistically significant or simply a result of chance. Whether you're comparing teaching methods, marketing strategies, or medical treatments, the t-test is a robust tool in your statistical toolbox.